Hey guys, welcome to the Expo React Native project. In this project, we are going to build App Store UI using Expo React Native and Tailwind CSS. And in this project, we will be exploring how to do scroll view, how to use flat list, and also how to create reusable components. So if you are a beginner, then this is an ideal tutorial for you to start your app development journey. So you can see that our code is also clean and you can understand each section of our code also. So we will be building reusable components and much more. So let's get started. So first of all, we have to create a folder on our desktop, which is Expo app with Tailwind CSS. After creating a folder on our desktop, now it's time to open our code editor, which is VS Code. We have to drag and drop our folder inside our VS Code, so we can start development of our project. So let's drag and drop the folder inside our VS Code. After that, we have to make it full width, and we have to open our terminal to write some commands like npm create expo app, which will install expo app inside our directory. So write npx create expo app dot, which will create all the necessary folders and node modules to run our project. So it will generate all the code needed for our application. After the generation of all the code, we have to clear our terminal by writing some command like clear, and after that we have to write npm tailwindCss. The tailwindCss is a package which allows us to use Tailwind CSS inside our Expo React Native app. It allows us to use class name in Expo React Native apps. Also, we have to delete the custom folder and files which Expo React Native has generated for us. We will be doing all this stuff from scratch, then which make us things easy to understand. So first of all, we have to create a file inside our app directory, which is index.js. It is the page, it is the screen, which is the first screen of our application where all the stuff will be displayed. After that, we have to write npx expo start, which will start our project on localhost 8081. So after that, we have to write an rnfe, which will generate a code of default code for our this screen. It is generated by an extension which I have already installed, which name is React Snippets. You can also install it and you can use these command also. After that, we have to open our browser to see our application live, and we can open it side by side and code along with our design, our browser. So after that, what we have to do, we have to set up our VS Code on left side and browser and on right side, so we can see the changes live and we can code along with our UI. So let's set up. Let's open Chrome browser and paste the localhost 8081 inside our search input. So it's taking time. For this step you can skip because you don't have the asset folder which I already have, and you will have the asset folder which I will be pasting inside this directory. So I am deleting this one and pasting the asset folder which I have on desktop. However, when you download asset from the GitHub, you will get this asset folder, so you don't have to delete anything. So you can skip this section. Let's move towards the next section, which is writing code to build our application. I also using an extension of Chrome browser, which is Mobile Simulator, which generate a layout just like a mobile, so we can see how our application will be looks like on mobile also. So first of all, we have to import tw from twrnc package, which will allow us to use class name inside our Expo React Native app. So write style, then tw, and inside that backticks we can write the class name and the style will be applied. However, for now I'm giving the style to view, but we have to cut this class name from view and we have to give it to text, because text customizing of text will be not applied on a view container. We have to give these type of class names to our text element to apply to make it applicable. So just cut it from views element and we have to give it to text element. That's it, and it's applied now. So let's move toward the next section, which is building our top bar. Our top bar contains many icons like a bell icon and a menu icon. So let's import it from our asset folder. First of all, we have to call it, and after that we have to import it. So let's import it menu from /assets/icons and then menu, and copy paste it again, and after that we have to write bell and here also bell. So these two things will be importing from our asset folder. Now we have to style the container which contain the icons. So give it also class names like flex row, justify content will be between, and items will be center. So it's looking good now. So we have to open the mobile simulator so we can see the changes live. So we have created our top bar. Now it's time to create our next component, which is our titles. So comment it out so we can write the code for the title inside these between these comments, and also write text element. Inside the text element we have to write browse games, and we have to style the text also by giving some class names. So let's give it class name like text LG 5XL. 5XL is too big, 3XL is looking good, and font will be bold. I think we have to increase the font size again to 5XL. Now it's looking good. Also we need a gap and flex call to our outermost container. So let's give it flex call, and the gap will be 3. Gap will be 5. I think it's looking good. So let's move toward the next section, which is building the button section. So write a view inside, write a view, and inside the view we have to call text. Inside the text we have written button, and also we have to style the button. So button background will be blue 500 I think, and the padding will be 5, and rounded will be XL. So I think padding is too much, so decrease the padding to 3x3 and just paste it again and again for 5 times, 6 times. After that we have to make the code readable like this. So it's looking good now. Now it's time to style our outermost container to flex by giving some class name like flex row, and the gap will be 3, 5 I think, not gap, it's gap, and gap will be 3 I think. However 5 is looking good, but yeah, for now we have to change the padding of each button to px5, and the text will be wide also. So I think it's looking good. Let's give some padding to our outermost container, padding 5. I think now our application is looking good. We have to decrease the padding gap between the buttons. However, we will implement the scroll feature to this section also in the next coming minutes. After that we have to write a text element. Inside the text element we have to write features camps, and we have to style this text also to something like make it like title. So font bold, text will be MD, XL I think. Now it's looking good. So now let's move toward the next section, is creating our cards I think. So for cards we have called a view. Inside a view we have called, before the view we have to comment out card to make our code understandable and more easy to write. So after that we have to style this view to make it as container by giving it some custom height and width. So give it a height of 250 px and width of almost 3/4, and the BG will be gray. I think blue is good, blue 200, and let's see what happens. Here is a box is showing. However, what I think, it's looking good. We have to import an image inside that, and after that we have to give a source to the image to import our image inside our container. So give the location of the image, like images. Inside images we have a free fire.png, and the image is too large, so we have to customize the height and width of this image also. So let's give some class name it also. So inside the backticks we have to give the height 100 and width will be 100 also. So we can see that we have successfully given the height and width of images, right? And we have rounded the images, and we also have to remove the background color of our container. So after that we need another view which we are going to style. Then this view will be the black color, transparent black color, which will be on the top of this image, so the image will looks like more interactive and more amazing. So I'm giving some RGBA color to this view, and also fixing height and width for this view. So we can see that our image size and our lay will be same. We are doing this just because to make it visible the text which we are going to put on the top of these images. So now we can see that our image is now a little more darky, and after that we need another container which will contain all the images, all the icons and all the tags like heart and much more. So let's style it also. Before styling it, we have to import the heart, so we can see. So for that we have to import heart, and heart will be importing from, I think I written it wrong, HEART, heart. Now it should be displayed on this screen. However, we have to make it absolute. The container will be absolute, then the top will be 5 and the right will be 5. Yeah, it's looking good and it's on the top of the image. Now it's time to write another view which will contain some text, and the text will be showing something like free fire text, and we have to give another tags. I think the text will, it is pretty much complex, but when you understand this layout, then you will be understanding lots of other layouts which are similar to this. However, we are just creating one cart and we will be generating many cart using the ability of reusable component of React.js. So stay tuned with me and I will be teaching lots of concepts. So we just have to create one card and the other card will be generated by themselves. So give the text color white, and after that we have to increase the text size to XL. I think good. So after that we have to style this text also by giving some class name. So give it a class name like text white, and text white will be the class name, and also we have to write the download text. So let's write download. After that we have to customize our this text also. To before I have written the S again, that's why it's showing error. So now it's time to edit our view container by giving some class name to it. This container will contain, I think, some reviews and reviews, not reviews, the download icon. So write the download, and let's import it from our asset folder. So download is importing from download, and now the icon will be able to show on the screen. We can see a little download icon on the with the 100k downloads tags. So after that, we also have to make these elements readable. So for that, I have just removed the space before that, and now it's time to add the stars. For that, we have to give us a container the style of flex row, and when we put some star inside this container, then the star will be in flex row and it will be much more cooler. So we need 5 stars. So for that, we have to import it from stars, import it from our asset folder. So copy paste the download, import, and just change the name to star, and it will be star. And we can see that there are 5 stars are showing. So we have completed our card sections. So let's move toward the next section, which is building the next section. Before that, we have to create this section, which is about the new section. Before that, we have to write a text and also have to style the text, and the text will be showing the top action games. So below this text, all the card will be showing, mini card will be showing. So style this text to font bold, and the text size will be 2XL. So after that, we need another text. Just copy paste the above text and decrease the font size, and also we need the text to green 500, and also we have to change the text to see all, and after that, we have to style the container of these tags to flex row, and justify content will be between, and the items will be center. So I have mistakenly written the justify between mix up, please. So justify and the dash between, and now it's working and it's looking good. So let's move toward the next section, is building the mini cards. So for that, we are importing another element, which is view, and inside the view, what we need another command which will be displaying mini cards, and we have to copy paste it again. And inside this mini card, we will be coding the code which is required to display the mini card on our screen. For that, we have to style this view also by giving some height and width to it. So I'm giving the 100 width, but the height will be minimum, like 200 px. I think 150 is okay. So the BG will be blue 300. So you can see that the width is too much, so I have to decrease the width to 5/6. I think it's looking good, but we have to do full width. So it's looking good now, I think. And our height is too much. However, we don't have given the px to our height. That's why it's showing height full width, full height. So also give px to our height. If for now it's okay, let's move toward the next thing, which is importing the image inside our this container also. And this is the mini card, and it will be also showing an image of each games. So frag.png is another image. We have to write the element properly, and also we have to style this image by giving some class names like height and width. And height will be 100% and width will be 50. I think 1/2 4. I think for 5/1 or 3/1. What we have to do? I think 2/5 is good. I think it's looking good. And we also need some 70. Height is not working because I have don't put the px. That's why it's showing an error. For now, just keep going. The width will be 30, I think. and height will also be 30, so it's just be meaningful. After that we have to put some padding so it's look good. Padding 5 is too much, padding 3 almost looking great. Now we have to round it the corners, so give rounded LG. Also we have to round it the corner of our image to Excel. Now both of the things are looking great. Let's move toward the next thing, which is writing the text. The text will be inside a container. For that we are using view. Inside the view we are importing another text. The text will be displaying frag, and we have to copy paste it another time, but this time we need the text. And after this I am following this layout to get the output as we want. Before that we have to copy this button because we need this button, and paste it, and we have to paste it here so we don't have to style it again and again. However, we have the button icon, button component. So let's make the container flex raw, and justify will be between, items will be center. So the button and the text are in the same container, so I have to get out of from the view. So for that what I am doing, I am cutting button from here and pasting below this view. Now I think it will work and it will show the output as we want. Now it's working. However, the height of the mini card is too much because we have not put the px, that's why it's showing very bad. If we put px, then it's now working. However, it's need something padding like height like 150. 150 is looking good. However, the text is in center. We don't want to put it center. We have to make it closely to our image, so give it some class name like width 100. Width 100 is too much. I think we have to give width 100 px. Now it's looking great. And this time we have to change the text. The text will be displaying what this text will be displaying something like a dollar, and the price, not the price, the rating, it's showing the rating. So 4.15 is the rating. After that 4.5 we have to also mention the number of the rating based on, it's based on 10 million people. So make the text call gap will be 5, so it's putting some gap between these tags. So let's style this text also, and this component will be also becoming a reusable component, so we will generate many cards using this one card. So that's why I'm putting time on this card to make many other cards by just copy pasting this card. So we have to focusly create this card layout to make it possibly good looking. So the gap will be 2 between the text, and also we have to style this text also, and flex will be raw. However, give the bracket and the TW after backticks. Inside the backticks we have to give the class names. So class names will be flex. What does it mean? I think I have done wrong something. Flex raw. I think something is going wrong because I want to display the 4.5 and the 110 million side by side, but it's not working because now it's looking in side by side in one line. Now we have to import the star. After that we have to style the text. The text will be white, and the text this text style will be also applied for this 10 million text. So put some gap, I think gap of 3, it's too much. Of here also need some items center to centralize our text and icon of star. So here is it, and we have completed our mini card also, and so give some padding to it, and yeah, after that we need another download icon, and 4.5 will be the star ratings, and the download is 10 million. So yeah, we have completed of creation all the component needed. Now we have to create components by using these codes. So let's get started. So first of all we need a top bar component. So we have created a topbar.js file. Inside that file we have to call a default text, default code, which will be able to consider the file as a component. Now we can import it on our first screen, and now we can paste the code here, and also we have to import the bell icon and menu icon inside the top bar component. So if we do that, and also we need to import the tw from tailwindCss. So for that we put tailwindCss here. Now it's working great. We have closed the browser, and yeah, now it's time to let's make another component. So now let's create another component, which is title.js, and inside this component we also have to need some codes. Before that we have to also open our browser and let's see our application, and we have to cut the text from our title section and just remove the comments. After that we have to call the component, which is title, and now we can see on our browser our title is showing, but the title we have styled we have to want to show on our desktop. For that we have to just paste the title here, which we have cut it from our home screen, and after that we are not able to see that because we have to import the twinc from class tw from twinc. Now the title browse cam is able to, we can see it. After that we have to create another component for our buttons. For that go to the components and create another component with the name of buttons.js, and put some another codes like the custom code which is needed for each file, and after that paste the thing which we have copied, and also paste import tw from twinc to make it functional. And now we can call it on our home screen, and it will be showing all the buttons on the screen again. So write buttons. Now we can import it from our components folder. Now it's also working and showing to us. After that what we need, we have to make these buttons scrollable. For that what I am doing, I am just converting these views into scroll views. So let's make this both view to scroll view. I think we have to wrap up this component inside another view, and what I have done, scroll view. So Now these are not showing in a row because it is in column, and now we can put to horizontal, and the gap style will be removed. And also we have to put a margin now for each button. So select each buttons and put margin R5, and margin 2 is okay, and we can now able to scroll the buttons. You can see that we have implemented this functionality to our application now. So now let's move toward the next section, which is the feature tags. Let's convert this tags also in a component. For that, just cut it from here and just create a feature tags, and it will be importing from component folder. We have to create this named component first, feature tags.js, and put the code which is needed by writing rnfc and paste the tags which we have copied from there. And also we have to import tw from twrnc to make able to use the class name inside each components. So if we can see that there is nothing is displaying because we don't have imported the feature tags. Now it's working. So let's work on our another thing, which is card.js. So for that we have we need all of this stuff from here. Just cut it from here and import the cards here on our main screen and paste it inside here. So let's style it. Let's make it a scroll view. Before that, what I am seeing, we need another view, and inside that we need a scroll view because it can be conflict in future. That's why I am covering all the things inside a view, so it will not show any error in the future. So let's correct the scroll view tags. Here is the tw is not defined, so we have to import it on this section also. So copy it from here, just paste it here, and now it will be work. Hard is not defined. We have to import hard. We have to import all the icons from assets. So before that, I will be creating another component which is card.js, and the card.js component will contain the code related to this card. So we have to cut it from here and also remove the card, remove the comment from here, and just import card from ./card. So inside the cards component we are importing card, and inside the card we will be displaying all the code required for the card. So let's import all this stuff which is required to make the card functional. So hard is not defined because we don't have imported from there. So we have to import the start icon, download icon, and the hard icon also. Where is it? And it is at the end of the view. So it's showing the image is not working because we don't have imported it yet. We have to also import it. Now it's working and it's looking cool. Now we can just copy paste the card icon again and again, and it will be work. So let's make it horizontal. So horizontally it's making some issue. It's not displaying on our screen. So let's fix it out. However, I go to back. Why it's happened again and again, I don't know. So let's remove the width from here and height from here, and what is making this error? Why our card is not showing? I did not understand for now, but we have to try out many things like removing the horizontal tags attribute, and I think I know a solution for this. what is the solution for this? I think horizontal is making some issue with our card component, so we have to fix it out to make it functional. So why it is not displaying when we put the horizontal text attribute inside our scroll view? So we have to remove that, and we just remove the horizontal, and now it's showing two cards. Oh, I can see that there is something issue, I think. No, it's not an issue. Let's close the card component and come back with card is not imported yet, that's why it's showing error. Let's import it. After importing this, it's showing, but when we copy paste it again, it will not display. Why it is happening? Let's figure out it, and let's customize the component as possible as we can. So at medium it should be 1/4, 1/6, 2/. However, this change nothing, so I have to figure out the possible way where we can customize our layout as we want. So nothing is changing yet, and I still not understand what is happening with our layout. We just need two cards side by side and it's not working. Let's move all this stuff inside another view. Make this one scroll view. I am basically tried to make our home screen scrollable. For that I have converted our view into scroll view. Now everything is the gap is removed. So what we have to do, we have to I think I understand what is the mistake we are doing is just give it a horizontal and it's not displaying the image. The card is hidden now. It is just because I think we have give it a width of something like on the screen basis of on the screen, so we have to fix the width of our cards to something like 300 px. Now it's working and now our components are displaying, our cards are displaying. However, what we are going to do is that now we are going to make this stuff reusable. So making this reusable, we have to create some props for that. So here I am removing the source of the image and giving the props names, which is source, and I will be calling the props names here like name and source. And now this component are reusable and we can give it source and also a name. Now it will display the name and source which I give to it on our card component. So I'm giving it free fire, and first component is now showing the image and text. So we have to just copy paste it again and again, and we have to change the images for each component, each cards. So let's give it name like Angry Bird. After that the name is also will be changed to Angry Bird, Angry Birds. And the next card will also have a different image, which name is I don't know for that, so we have to see it, which is at adventure, pretty much complex name, at Altos adventure. So now it's also displaying. Also we have to change the text to Atlas adventure. The text is also changed. Now we have to change the image of the last card. So for that, what is the name of that card is Clash, I think Clash Zoba, not the Zoba game, and also change the text to Zoba game. Now we have completely created our reusable component, reusable cards, and we have successfully removed these stuff also. Now it's time to create another component which will be the component which will be top actions.js, and write RNFE, which will generate some code for this screen also, this component also. So now we can import it from here. Before that, we have to import the TW from TWRNC to make it able to use TW package on our that component also. When we import it, now the text and the stuff is displaying on our screen. It's time to create another component which will be the mini cards component. So for that, click on components folder, create another component which is mini cards.js, and write RNFE and paste all the cards between the return brackets. So we have put it all the code here in mini cards.js. Now it's time to have open the index and remove the things which are not using on our screen. So it's time to import the TW from TWRNC, and also we have to import image and stars and download icons from assets. So it's still showing some error because we have imported the mini card, we have written the mini card wrongly, and now it's displaying because we have successfully written each things. Now it's time to make our mini card reusable. For that, just cut it from here and write mini card, and also we have to remove the comment and let's create another component which is mini card, not mini cards. We have created mini cards. Inside the mini cards we are importing mini card. So now we can cut it from there and paste it here to make the component functional. Also we have to import the mini card in mini cards component. So it's still showing some error because image is still not imported from the React Native. So press Ctrl and space, it will import our mini cards. Now it's displaying, but we have to put some margin between each mini card. So give it a margin of P bottom, M bottom 3. Now it's looking good, but we have to make this component also reusable. So let's remove the stuff from here. I think it's makes some error. However, I want to put gap between all elements. For that, what I have to do, I think I have to give each element margin. so it will be looks good. Before that, let's try out something else, like did it make some changes. Before the changes, we have to go to each component which we have created and give some margin to each component by putting margin bottom 3 for each component. So I have given margin bottom to titles. Now we have to give margin bottom to our buttons component also, and also we have to give margin bottom to our features cam tags. Also we have to change the tags of each buttons, so put name like actions, adventures, and let's remove it, and let's make another component which is button.js. We have buttons.js. Now it's time to make a button.js, and the button.js will be reusable component, and yeah, I'll paste the code here and import tw from twrnc, and also import the button from button component, and we can see the button. However, we have to make this button reusable. For that we are using props, so give it some props like title and remove the action tags and give the title here also. So give it some hover. On hover, the background will be blue 600 400, and transitions, let's go to button and give it a title of action. Now it's looking good. However, it's not showing the hover effect because we don't have the cursor now. So again I have closed the browser, so let's open the browser and put the button again and again, and let's change each tags for each button, like action, adventure, games, puzzles, mindfulness, map, and bank, and car, race, and the last will be subway. So it is looking good, and I think it's looking nice. Now let's go towards our next section, which is feature tags. We also have to give some margin to feature tags, so padding bottom will be 3. Also give margin to our cards component, so click on cards and give the scroll view some style like margin bottom 3, and I think it's looking good. I have again mistakenly closed the browser, so let's again open our browser. It should open. Now it's open, and for now we have to give the margin to our top action games tags, and let's give some margin to our mini cards also. So also make these tags reusable. Our mini cards will be also reusable component, so each mini card will be displaying different image and different title also. So for that let's give it some props like name and source. Let's write source here and give the source here, and also we need to give the title for this mini card, which is frac, and copy paste it again and again, and just change the sources for each mini card images. So for that, what are these cards images names are? Second one is Zomba, and the name will be Zoba, and the third will be Subway, and the name will be Subway. So now everything is working, everything is looking great, and every component is reusable, and we have just simplify our code as much as we can, and we have successfully created our UI, App Store UI. So if you are a beginner, then hopefully you will enjoy this project. If you stuck anywhere, then you can comment it below, and I will be teaching all of this stuff which you have a problem with. However, we have completed our application. Now let's move toward some stuff like it's showing the scroll view. However, we can hide that by giving some attributes like show vertical scroll view indicator false. It will hide, and we have to copy it, and we have to give it to all of the scroll view which we have used. So we have used it in our cards also, so paste it here. Now the scroll view is hidden. Now everything is looking great and everything is looking good, and let's close that, and let's open our mobile simulator. Let's do the final demo for our application. So full screen our application, and yeah, we have successfully created our App Store UI using Expo React Native and Tailwind CSS. We have implemented lots of concepts like scroll view and reusable components. Also, we have used absolute functionalities and much more, and we have learned lots of stuff. However, I have learned lots of stuff, that's why I have created this tutorial for beginners, and it will help out you to create your next projects. So you can see that our code is much more simpler than we think, and also our UI is looking great. So thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe, and we will be meet up in next tutorial. Thank you. Goodbye.